I think increased cooperation is the key to everything. If you look at the European Union and the history, you can always see that where there was a lack of cooperation, the Union was at stake, it was at risk. The European Union has just come out of its worst ever economic crisis. But I do believe that the current crisis, which is the migration crisis, goes even more to the core of the values upon which the Union is built, and therefore we need cooperation even more. You mentioned solidarity. I think solidarity is the most important word we should use when talking about this subject, this phenomenon, this challenge. Why? Because the word solidarity is in the chapter of the Lisbon Treaty which specifically talks about justice and home affairs. It talks about solidarity between member states when they are faced by an influx of migrants. And therefore, yes, I think cooperation is key. I think solidarity is key. I think we should start to see more of it because, after all, this is a European Union challenge which requires a European Union response. I'll start by saying that a large influx of migrants into the European Union poses various challenges. It poses, first of all, a security challenge, and therefore what we are insisting on, what I am insisting on in the European Parliament, is that there is a strengthening of the management of the external borders of the Union. Only when you have a strong management of the external borders, in other words, we know who's coming in and who's going out of the Union, will we be able to continue to benefit, will we be able to continue to enjoy the values and the rights and the benefits that we have. In other words, free movement, a right to a peaceful, secure and democratic life. This is something that all EU citizens deserve, and this is what we need to continue to promise them. At the same time, we need to say yes. If a person is coming into the European Union and is eligible for protection because that person is a refugee, he or she is fleeing a war with their families, let's use Syria as an example, then it is our duty to examine that person's question, that person's request, and grant, if eligible, that person protection. Once we do that, then we can start to talk about humanitarian aid. We have to seek a balance between the external effective management of our external borders and the protection of persons who are coming in seeking that protection. In our neighbourhood, outside the borders of the European Union, we need, yes, to step up our efforts to see what humanitarian efforts are needed in order to stop this desperate situation that refugees are finding themselves on our border with nowhere to go. I think the media's role in communicating a clear, truthful, verifiable and objective message is crucial. Too often we see media with messages that are untrue, that seem to be alarmist, that unnecessarily spread fear. So a lot of people come to me and ask me, what is the truth? Can you please tell us what you as a politician are doing in order to make sure that the wrong message does not come out? I can also say the same thing for politicians. There are many, many politicians across the EU, across the world even, that are spreading incorrect messages, that are spreading incorrect information, that once a person hears them, you realize the responsibility that a politician has not to spread something that is untrue. And therefore, we need, at all costs, to spread the true and the real message without sounding alarmist, without lying. That is a very, very big challenge. At the same time, however, that truth means that it needs to get to whoever needs to listen to it. And sometimes it is painful to say the truth, sometimes it is dangerous to spread the truth, but sometimes it's the only way you can do it. And this is what I stand for. I stand for saying things as they are. I stand for saying, if there is a problem, I would like to solve it. I would like to see my country, Malta, do its best in order to make sure its citizens are protected and its citizens are informed.